Happy Halloween, everyone. Ooh, actually, before I tell you about my super cool new project, I think in the spirit of Halloween, I'll get into costume. All right, I'm back. Oh, my costume? I'm currently dressed up as Pistachio Disguisey from the Master of Disguise disguised as me from last Tuesday. Man, I love last Tuesdays. Oh yeah, almost forgot. I took another picture from last Tuesday, almost forgot to put in. Better now. Anyways, alright, the project. It was August 26th, the first day of class. The first assignment just got announced. It was a project pitch and presentation. And guess what? It was due in just 1 week. Luckily, I already had a couple of ideas written down. All I needed to do was expand on it and morph it into the presentation of my desire. After days and days of hard work, I crafted the perfect presentation, editing a Star Wars scrolling text, then finding out there's an easy online template, then finding out it's worth money, then saying F that, closing the website, finishing the edit, finishing off the project. Anyways, this is how it turned out.
Fun. You like it. I like it. We live for enjoyable moments, right? Well, do I have the game for you? Roll the clip. In the future, in a galaxy decently far, far away. Boogie Down Breakers is an action-adventure platformer that takes and combines those genres to create a perfect blend of roller skating park. The more tricks you use, the higher the style meter will rise. The higher the style meter, the higher the damage you deal. In conclusion, I need your help.
It didn't get picked. Good news though, I get to work with some pretty cool people, including Joe, coding genius, and Lewis, coding savant. So yeah, that's it. And I'm doing all the art. Wait, I'm doing all the art. Fuck! So Lewis's game got chosen, where it's a whole dream type game where you're like going through your brain and stuff. So anyways, our next assignment was the game proposal, which was due in about a week. But it's okay, because our team is a pretty well-functioning team, so it should be good. So we were thinking about a bunch of mechanics and crud, and we were like, portals. Yeah. Can we actually do it? Maybe. And then we have 100 ideas like, what about skateboarding? You know, for fun. So we come up with about a bagillion ideas for the story and the gameplay and try to piece it as best as possible. Then Judgment Day comes. Our teacher reviews our proposal. Here's a reenactment of the event. So like, the story sucks or something?
Okay.
Then we started throwing around 100 story ideas, like maybe we wanted to do something mythology based, something with a dream doctor, maybe you're in someone's head, dream hotel. Then, finally after much deliberation, we came to a decision. A few days after that conversation, we decided to completely change our game. While developing the other idea, we found out that it was kind of changing into something we didn't really want to make. So instead, we decided to do something completely different. So now we are doing a Norse-inspired co-op FPS game called Norsemare.
It's the worst Norsemare!
Also, if you have any cool title name suggestions, leave them in the comments below so we can possibly potentially steal them, because I think the name that we currently have, Norsemare, is a bit of a cheesy name. Anyways, because of the Switch, this meant we scrapped pretty much most of what we wrote before. So I'm up at night, rewriting the art section, making new art, making a concept design for a level, which is a lot of concept, a little bit of design. So yeah, I'm crazy. Now stop asking. Also, shout out to Lewis for putting in a decent bit of the work for the new proposal. Anyways, we got the proposal done, it's turned in, so now it's time for the next assignment.
1 week.
Milestone 1. Yippee! We finally get to make the game. You know, the thing I've been wanting to do the whole time. Anyways, so long story short, because of the whole Switch fiasco, we're a little bit behind. But we're now in full gear, all right? Everybody's moving at the speed of lightning now. Actually, speaking of everybody, let's see how everyone's doing.
Hello, this is Joe. This is just a quick devlog on what I've been working on the Norse Mare project. Basically, been working on the combat system. Currently just have it so it's like movement based, and left goes like a left swing and right goes like a right swing, and then you can have diagonals by going forward and right and forward and left, and then you just have a straightforward swing if you do nothing, or when you're just going forward and back. And currently I don't have backwards diagonals, and I'm still debating if I want to have those in the combat system, because it might be a little bit too weird for the player, I guess, to be moving backwards and trying to swing. But I'm also trying to think about if I even want there to be movement when you swing. Also, I'm trying to make it so that the sword doesn't follow the camera. I'm thinking I'm just making it like in real life. If you were to swing, you'd do the swing, and then if you look right or left, the swing would still be in the same area. So I'm probably going to do that. Right now I'm working on the enemy, and they have like a basic attack, but basically I just made like a simple, like when it gets close to you, it turns yellow and then green when it's attacking, and then goes back to like the default color. And then for the arrow system, this is like what I was talking about with the directional based attacks. Basically you have to match it with the arrow above their head. I'm thinking of maybe getting rid of the arrow system and instead making it based off their arm. Say they have a shield and they put the shield on their left side, then you would do like a right hand swing or something, but we'll see. I'm also going to move the arrow currently to the middle so it's easier to see, but I need to make that seeable through like the mesh so that it's not like inside the mesh. But yeah, I'll just showcase the current combat system. And I did get it working in multiplayer, fixed some bugs with like the damage not going through, but that should be fine now. And yeah, that's what I got. And I'm also working on a parry system. That's what the current animation looks like. Could use some work though.
Hello everyone, welcome to my first devlog. I'm Lewis Preston. I'm going to be a level designer and programmer for our capstone project Norsemere. I'm going to go over what I've been working on so far. I'll be responsible for character controllers and other physics-based functionality within the game. Also we'll be doing some level design and other art. I'm going to need to pitch in. But it's been fun so far, and can't wait to show you what we've got. So I was working predominantly with the character controller. We decided to go with a rigid body based character controller so we can utilize the physics engine in Unity. This allows us to do a lot of fun things, though it can be a little fiddly. There's obvious caveats between using this and a character controller. We're still deciding, but I think we've settled on using this controller for now. We wanted to add certain functionality to it, which we were able to do. So we're going to demo for you that now. So this is our little play scene demo. So we've got like basic, obviously, camera controlling, movement forwards, backwards. We can jump, we can crouch, we can sprint. We can also dash. So the dash will be used for like navigating and dodging attacks. So you can dash in all directions, left, right, backwards, forwards. You can also jump dash. Another thing I've been working on is we made these jump pads which can be utilized in different ways. They're going to be used for traversal. We're going to be used for maybe using things with objects to complete puzzles. As you can see here, cubes bouncing around in the sky, and obviously the cube has a different size but will respond differently to the jump pad than the player. But this can be modified, and if we wanted it to be more like an extreme bounce, we can change that, and obviously we'll add sound effects and other things, lighting effects to make it look cool. We have slopes. One thing with a rigid body controller, which can be a problem, is there's going to sometimes be a bit of an issue. But we're going to use slopes, we're going to get creative and address those problems. Luckily, the script for the character controller is very customizable, so we can go through and tweak those problems and fix any bugs that we might have. So that's a portion of the demo scene, kind of displaying the character controller and how it interacts with the world. Have a look at my level design. So this is part one of a two-part level. We wanted to break up some of the action to have like a lot kind of a traversal area. A big inspiration for this area, we're in a Norse mythology themed world. These things like Lord of the Rings and other like fantasy movies and TV shows that use grandeur and like scale to show that the game world is big so it can immerse the player. Obviously this is a gray box level, so everything's pretty basic right now, but I enjoy scale with games. I feel like it kind of adds to the game world, makes the player feel more connected. And it also is a good opportunity to express some lore and show a big difference for the player that they're in a new realm, that they're in the Norse realm. So at this portion of the game, players have already transported themselves into Midgard. So they're in the Norse realm, and this area is kind of a leading to the Bifrost. So we're seeing some of this big, like, grand Norse architecture, obviously built for people of larger scale, giants, amongst other things. But this area is called the Caverns. It's kind of based around a Destiny style raid, but we wanted to break it up. We wanted to not have it just be guns blazing the whole time, so we wanted some exploration. We wanted some traversal. So this area, the players have to navigate through a complicated catwalk system, and then they'll be engaged in kind of like a boss arena. There will be some combat. We'll do a little walkthrough. A couple jump pads in here, maybe to speed up navigation. But you can see that you're going to have to navigate through these narrow catwalks. There will be some kind of combat in this area. We will be implementing a new type of weapon, a sniper weapon, which is currently under development, which hopefully we'll have ready for our next video. But we wanted to add some ranged weaponry to our arsenal. Right now we have melee weapons and shotgun, all pretty close quarters. So you're going to have to navigate through these narrow catwalks whilst dodging sniper fire. Eventually you get to a portion of the game where you've navigated past that, you've avoided the fire, now you get your sniper weapon for yourself, and then you can engage the enemies which have been troubling you in this part of the mission. Once you reach this area, you will have to fight enemies and utilize the jump pads to navigate across the arena without falling to your doom, but also engaging in combat, which can be exciting for everyone, I'm sure. But allowing for like freedom of movement, again, kind of allowing the player like a sandbox environment to jump around and express themselves and not die like I did. So this area over here will be obscured by fog and effects. It will be under a lower, so you won't be able to see it right away. Maybe it will be underneath. But as you venture through this area, defeat the enemies in this area, you will be guided into this giant castle where you will have to take on a different challenge, which will be navigating an indoor area which descends down to the Bifrost. This area will be more like a dungeon crawler experience, maybe with some more traversal puzzles thrown in, but you will have gained a sniper weapon, playing around with ideas in terms of penetration, maybe a charged up attack, things like that. So plenty of stuff in the works that's coming. If anyone has any questions regarding anything they've seen in the video or want to give us feedback on some of the level design, we'd love to hear from you. We really appreciate anyone who's watching, and if you're interested, we'll keep making these videos and we'll show our work and how we've progressed. Right now we've been currently getting everything together, so hopefully you have a big playtest on November 17th. We'll have a lot of the functionality all brought into one package. So if you're around in the Rockville area, come through to the Shady Grove and you'll be able to check out Norsemare for yourself. Alright, thank you for everyone's time, and happy Halloween.
All right. Some great things are happening. Now let's check in on John. What the fudge? Fudge.
What the fudge? Are you kidding me? Fudge.
What the fudge?
Fudge you. I hate you.
Fudge.
Fudge. Where the fudge? What the fudge? What the fudge did I do? What the fudge? Oh, what the fudge? Why does the fudge in toilet? Is the toilet special or something? What the fudge? Why is the toilet so good?
Oof, looks like he's not doing too good. Actually, I'm kind of kidding. We're smooth sailing. I'm making 3D models left and right. Need a book? Done. Need a chair? Done. Need a chalice? Drink up. Also, I made a PS1 model of myself.
I'm gonna go to modeling. All right. I'm red as crud. Oh, so close. Not quite there yet.
This was necessary. Speaking of necessary, I almost forgot to thank the guy who made the tutorial.
Thanks a ton. Now I can be the puppet master I've always wanted to be. Now with this new technology, I can create PS1 copies of my friends and make them bend in ways not thought possible. Evil emoji. Tutorial was great. Thumbs up.
And comment. Also, one last fun thing. The castle level block-out has been made. A little barren, yeah, I know, but in the next few coming weeks, I'll be filling it up with more stuff. Like monsters. Mainly monsters. In conclusion, a lot of exciting things are happening. Also, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I just changed my costume. You know, because of the whole water incident. Now I'm dressed as Clayface if he morphed into me from last Wednesday. You don't want to know what's in this binder.